washing all the goo off because I just don't like it. I don't care what you say. I don't want it. I'd rather put on other stuff on my face for the night. So, oh, by the way, I'm not scrubbing. I'm just gently wiping off. I'm one of those girls that grew up with a washcloth, and if I don't use a washcloth, I don't feel like my skin is clean. It's probably far more psychological than anything, but that's life. The face wash is really nice, actually, but it doesn't lather well on a washcloth. It lathers well in your hands, and then when you wipe it on your face, it lathers well. It's the weirdest thing. But that's a small step. It's not a big deal. So, but the smell is fantastic. I feel like I'm in a hotel. It smells like wellness. It smells like a gift certificate to a fancy hotel with a spa. That's what this smells like. That's what this smells like. And it feels great. And it really gets rid of everything. I also have tried this only once. I wasn't wearing makeup today, so I didn't need to use it. But this is like that balm. This smells divine. Oh my God. I saw an influencer using this and I thought, what's she talking about? This whole Korean craze where you have to put oil on your face first and then you wash it and then you do something else to wash it. And then just in case you wash it one more time. Well, anyway, I saw her using this and I was like, I'll try the small one for the days when I wear makeup or, you know, a balm or something. Oh boy, that thing is nice, I have to say. And I thought, well, that's pretty good. This seems to be a pretty decent brand. Let's give it a whirl. It's nice. Okay, so this is my face directly after using the Lyma Laser and after washing it yet again to get that gel off of my skin. As you can see, it looks dry. Now it's been about maybe 10 minutes or so, so my skin's starting to not look very nice because it wants some hydration. So I have various toners and serums and oils and creams and everything. And I truly believe for them to genuinely be effective on your skin, you should probably use the same product in a cycle. Usually your body has a cycle of something like 28 days, just like for women, period. It's common for your body to run through cycles. So if you just use a product once or twice, you can get a feel for it to see, oh, do I like it? What's the first reaction of my skin? But you're really not going to see so much effect from it. Could be maybe if you have a night cream, you wake up the next morning, the first few times you think, wow, my skin's looking really good. Keep on using it, of course. That's possible, but you're not going to see long-term effects, less lines and wrinkles if you keep on changing stuff up, which is exactly what I'm going to do because I love trying out new things. So I don't know. So I'm going to start with a toner. And I actually recently just bought this, the Glow recipe. This has become quite popular, but I actually really like it. It's kind of thicker. It's not watery. In the past, if I kind of want just like a micellar water or lotion, I've used the Avene. I love this brand. You can buy it pretty much in any pharmacy, at least in Europe. You can buy it in any pharmacy. And it's just great. It doesn't irritate your skin. There's no alcohol. It's just very simple. And it leaves a nice fresh layer on your skin. So I use that sometimes too. But right now, I'm kind of interested in something else with a little bit more oomph to it. So that's what I'm going to use now. Put some in your hand. You can see the texture is a little gooey. Boop. Kind of. It's dripping everywhere because I don't know what I'm doing. And rub it and pat it into your skin. I actually tried the other day putting this on between my fingers. I tried putting some on a cotton pad and wiping it, but you lose too much product. It's not worth it. So you kind of got to find a way to do it in your fingers next time. I won't be showing you like that, like when people put droppers on their skin. I can't, no, I'm not that cute. And you saw my other video from the side, like, oh, no. So put that soak in on the skin. Learning my prepositions as I go. I'm gonna turn off the water because my cat was drinking from the bathtub. Ta-da! So my next step, I also do use every now and then. Oftentimes, it's more like in the summertime, if I've been like sweating a lot, I use this Paula's Choice, this BHA liquid 2% exfoliant. This is nice. If you ever get like those little like water pimples, and if you've been sweating a lot or exercising a lot, or it's really hot and really humid, you think like, oh my God, like the texture of your skin isn't looking nice, you know, it's not flat or whatever. I had a phase like that as well. I'll talk about it another time, but I use this, and I use this actually with the oil that I'm also going to use in a bit, this pie oil in combination, and then with the cream on top, and it worked wonders. It really, really did. It was a solution. I actually found it on a blog somewhere. I don't know how I managed to find that, but I did. And ever since then, I've noticed and fallen in love with Paula's Choice. Really good stuff. They got good stuff. So next up on the agenda is this Beauty of Joseon, this Korean brand that people are talking about. This is snail mucin. I couldn't make that up if I tried. I know this is the thing in Korean care, but I admit after all the years that I've been playing with beauty products, over 2 decades now, I've never ever seen snail mucin on stuff. It's new for me. I'm not gonna lie. It's new. It has the same feeling as a typical hyaluronic acid or serum. It has that same gooey feeling, yeah, the fact that it's a snail mucin kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it bums me out a little bit. So just did like that. I said I wasn't gonna put the dropper on my face, but I did it anyway, because this one's much easier that way. And you can also kind of see, boop, kind of sticky, but then soaks in immediately. As you can see, my skin on my face is really quite red now compared to like my neck. It's just because of all the irritation from touching it, from the laser and wiping and all that stuff. So I'm gonna give this a mo to soak in. Soak. And then I'll put on some eye cream while I'm waiting. Now I have a bunch of eye creams. For wintertime, I use this Shiseido Benefiance. It's really thick. It's really nice. If you've had days where you've been drinking too much wine, not enough water, this is nice and thick. I use this one often. On days when I maybe put on some makeup and I'm worrying about the lines under my skin, this is from Bioma, this gel. This is actually really nice. I wouldn't put it on at night to go to bed, but like I said, underneath makeup, or even just if you want to do like a makeupless makeup or something like that, this is actually quite nice. I like this one. It's pretty simple. It's not very expensive either. I just recently purchased this Peter Thomas Roth peptide skin injection. This is with the little metal thing on the end, the little marketing gimmick on it because it's cold. Oh, feels so good. Feels so good. Anyway, I got it. Because of the applicator. That's life. Keep on saying that. It's true though. And I used it. I haven't really seen or felt anything in particular yet, but I've only used it like 5 times. So the texture of the cream itself is actually kind of nice. It's not super thick and not super thin. It's not gel. It's like a lotion. I would say it's kind of like a lotion. So it absorbs pretty quickly. This would probably also be nice under makeup. I will try this under makeup one day. So yeah, the formula itself, I genuinely can't say if it works or not, but the applicator is really nice if you really just want to help with the puffiness, if you're a puffy kind of girl. I'm not necessarily so puffy, but I have quite dark circles under my eyes. Last but not least, I have this Beauty of Joseon Revive Eye Serum. So I'm going to use this tonight. I actually really like this. This is quite creamy. Reminds me a lot of this, but a little less viscous. I'm using that word a lot. I have to find other verbiage for this stuff. But yeah, it's nice. So I'm going to use this now. I'll show you. Some might even say, oh, it's a serum. You have to put an eye cream on top of it. I don't know if that's really, I don't know if that's necessary, but here we go. Make sure my fingers are clean first and foremost. There we go. Boop. See? It's creamy. It looks like it's oxidizing a little bit too because it's kind of yellowy, and I've used it before. It wasn't so yellow. So People always say when you apply your creams, you should use this finger because it's the bounciest of the finger pads. I don't know if I believe that. I genuinely don't know if I believe that. Maybe back in the day when we used to write with pens and pencils, it was the bounciest finger pad because we didn't use it at all. And now we type and we use every freaking finger. So look, I don't think you're gonna see much of it. My pointer finger on this one, I'm gonna go like that. Uh-oh, uh-oh. And they say you shouldn't put stuff on the lids, but if there's a little bit of excess, I wipe off the excess. Not tons, not too heavy, not like heavy loaded, but just a little bit to get off my finger. And just dab. Beep, boop, beep, beep, bop, boop. Okay. Wipe the excess off on my finger, my hands, because these puppies need to be taken care of too, but we'll talk about that another time. Okay, then next step is this oil. This is from Pi. This I think is a British brand. It's not super popular, but I've used this. I don't care for the smell so much. I don't know what the smell would be. Is maybe saffron. It says it's rose hip, but it doesn't feel like a rose hip scent. But then again, maybe because of the name is rose hip, I'm thinking it should smell like roses, and it doesn't, but I really don't know what rose hip is. So maybe it's a weed. I don't know. But anyway, I don't care for the smell so much, but it's not so bad. It's not overpowering or anything. It just kind of smells like food. But this is really quite nice. With oils, though, I'm very careful because I try to get into them. I have naturally rather oily skin. Here I am talking about no dropper on my skin, straight up in my face 2 times. I try to avoid oils like on my forehead. Reason being, purely practical, is because it like goes into your skin, but it does slowly like work its way down and it gets in my eyes, and I'm like, I can feel the oil. So I tend to put only like the excess oil on my forehead and just that on my face. That's always so weird. Oil in my eyes, and I can feel it too. I've even seen it before. You see like a sheen on your eyeball. It's a little disarming, I'm not gonna lie. And then for my next trick, I'm going to use this Sunday Riley, this is the vitamin C, right? Brightening serum. Mostly because, like I said, I have a bit of redness still from when I had, I just took 1 pump, by the way, back when I had Fraxel laser, and I kind of want to get my skin looking bright again. So I also use this brand's retinol cream irregularly. Yeah, mostly in winter, a little bit less as the summer months come. And I try to keep it kind of around here where I get the wrinkles and stuff, maybe a bit on my forehead. Stay away from the facial creases and stuff because the stuff works. It's really quite strong, but also really, so far, good brand. And I really like this. This is a serum for vitamin C, but it's not super loose. This feels like a lotion with a little kind of creamy, but mostly like a lotion, which is nice. It's not so watery. So the texture of that is actually really nice. And that with the oil blending in with the oil soaking into my skin, it's really quite important. Now I have a few new creams, day creams, night creams. Obviously I'm going to use a night cream now. One thing I've been using for a while is this fresh black tea face mask. And if I'm honest, I like the brand. I think it's actually a really nice brand, and I like their mission and all that. I don't like this face mask. I admit I bought it a while ago while it was on sale. Oh well, give it a try because it's quite expensive. But I don't feel like it does anything for me. The smell is okay. It smells like black tea a bit. It's very thick, obviously. It's a face mask, but it's supposed to go on overnight, like a facial cream goes on top of all the rest of your stuff. However, I feel like this just sits on my skin. And if you put it on before going to bed, you should probably put it on like an hour before going to bed. And that doesn't always work like that because you need it to really soak in a bit. And I mean, when you wake up, you'll see marks on your pillow from it because it just sits on top of your skin. With that said, I don't wake up either with a face glowing. It's not to say the product's bad by any means. I just don't think it's a product for me or for my skin type or my needs or whatever. So just something to keep in mind. I would always suggest as well, when you get to these really expensive creams, if you want to try something out, go to Sephora or Ulta or Douglas, wherever you go. And don't be afraid to ask for a sample, because these things are really expensive and you need to use them 2 or 3 times at least to kind of get a real feel for the product. So I kind of wish I had done that at the time. Don't be afraid to ask. You know, these products, these companies, they make so much money. They make so much money off of their stuff, and a lot of stuff goes to waste and a lot of stuff gets thrown out. So don't feel bad going in and being like, hey, I'm really interested in this, but I really want to see. But Sephora, these big brands, these big companies, they make millions, maybe even well into billions per year off of the beauty industry. So don't be afraid to go in and just ask for a sample of something. Anyway, lately I've been using this. I used it yesterday and I was really surprised that I felt like my skin was a bit dry when I woke up. Granted, I also have not been drinking enough water lately. That's probably my fault. But I'll give it a whirl. Again, I want to finish it. I'm not gonna throw this out or anything, but just my first kind of feedback on it. The brand itself I like. I have another cream. I put the Drunk Elephant. This Drunk Elephant, so bronzing. Sorry, I say weird things sometimes because I live in Germany, so I have like German in my head too. This bronzer, and I put it inside of this cream, this day cream, this Lotus Youth Preserve moisturizer from Fresh, and it's really nice. That's why it has the dark color. That's why I was explaining that. But this one, for example, I really like. So I'm not against the brand or anything like that. It's really nice. I don't like putting people down, and every product's different for every person. But just my feedback, not my favorite. I would not suggest it. Or if you're interested in it, perhaps go first and get a sample, try it out a few times. So what I did recently buy, and it's actually my first time using, is this Caudalie Resveratrol Lift. I don't know why I picked the longest, most complicated word, but it's basically a firming night cream. So this is my first time diving into this sucker. You can see, really excited. You can see it looks kind of jelly a little, but like a cream gel almost. Ooh, it's firm. It's nice. Yeah, it's kind of like a cream gel. Reminds me of the texture similar to like the Medicube, except creamy. So I'll take, I don't know, a little more. Boop, like that. Do some dabs. Boop, boop. I don't know why the sound effects. I'm sorry if that's annoying. I'm annoying myself. My chin. All right, now I guess maybe this finger. I'm sure somebody will write to me and tell me that my method is wrong or something. And if it is wrong, I'm sorry that it offends you. But I feel great. So it's slightly scented, which is nice. It's not too strong. It smells pretty floral. A little bit of alcohol smell to it, but that's okay. It's one thing with creams, I tend to stay away a little bit from creams that have too much scent, because in order to have scent in your creams, you need alcohol, and alcohol has a drying effect. So, I mean, that's a very generic overview, but I can talk about that another time. Anyway, boop. Sorry, I'm gonna stop that. And there you have it. So, I'm excited to let all this soak in and in the morning show you how my skin is looking. That's not to say that I think that the Lyma Laser is going to make my skin look different every single day. That's not what I'm trying to say. Using it at night is not going to make it look pretty in the morning. But I think having a clean face, going through this ritual, doing this on a regular basis, putting on some good creams and serums and having a nice basis on my skin, getting some good sleep because it's late now. I've been doing this for an hour. It's really important. So I hope that these were interesting, fun. If you have any questions, comments below. And yeah, I look forward to exchanging more with you guys. Again, I am not the master and knower of all. Here is a place to exchange and enjoy. So have a good night, good day, and see you soon.